So this is another comic book super value pack. And what drew me to this one was the Paul Pieros Superman Annual on one side, and then there's the Star Trek The Next Generation on the other. And I remember this episode. It's actually considered one of the weaker episodes, The Outrageous Icona. It's the one that had Joe Piscopo in it. So, but I liked it, but then again, I know a lot of people didn't like it. But anyway. I'm going to pull the comics out. And I'm going to move them away so we won't have any spoilers. And I'm going to start with the Paul Pieros Superman Annual, My Greatest Adventure. So this is 1997. It says number 9. It's an older comic. On the back, we got an ad for Apple Jacks. Don't ask why, we eat what we like. There's an ad for some hardcover Superman books here, and then the comic begins. Black Crucible. And the artwork is pretty good, actually. It's very good. There's an interesting Coca-Cola ad right here. Superman looks kind of funky in that outfit. It just doesn't look right. The 90s was a bad time for Superman. It really was. They didn't really know what direction to take him in. They thought that people wanted a Superman with more attitude. And so, no yellow. This doesn't say Superman to me. And then in the early 2000s, they made that movie Superman Returns. And they tried to bring back sort of a classic Superman, and now they rebooted it with Man of Steel. So it's like a in between the classic and the there's interesting. There's a movie called the Death of Superman Returns, I think. Anyway, I was part of that whole crowdfunding for it, so my name actually appears in the credits. If you get a chance to watch it. Crunchberries. Mad Magazine. Has Tang gone mad? Get a free issue of Mad Magazine with a Tang label. Well, Mad was doing pretty good at this time too, I think. Before they gave in to ads, and that was the beginning of the end for Mad Magazine. I need to do a whole video about that. Here's the Batman collection on VHS. And it stops at Batman Forever before Batman and Robin. This is the Ultimate Batman Collection on VHS for $38.92. Okay, so that's the first comic, which is the Superman Annual. Now, the next comic is Street Fighter Legends Sakura by Capcom. And the back cover is same as the front cover, just in red. This one is 2006, so it's gonna have all the airbrush slick paper, like almost every other comic nowadays. But the artwork's not too bad, and I like the colors. Is this like a Kobayashi thing? The hot dog eating? I kind of think it might very well be. I almost think that maybe Kobayashi is having a cameo appearance in this comic. So... Hobby Star Toronto Comic Con, and we see cosplayers. Dress up your walls with these Capcom posters, and okay. Next comic is a very, very slim. It's a free comic book day comic. It's very thin, as you can see. Man of Steel in theaters and IMAX. So this is 2013. It's an All-Star Superman Special Edition promotional free comic book day issue. There's an ad for Craftsman on the back. And oh, it shows the origin of Superman here in a few panels. I liked this one a lot. I really do like origins that sort of, you know, are kind of true to the Daily Planet and everything. Superman actually looks like Superman in this too, with his costume the classic way, kind of a little bit enhanced. Still a really good comic. I want to keep this on top of my stack. Okay, next is Swords of Sorrow. I've never seen this one. 1 of 6 by Dynamite Comics. On the back, we have the Shadow, an ad for that, and I really like the style of the Shadow. This one is sort of a barbarian sword and sandal comic. Looks like they're being chased by a T-Rex. Very creative. The pages are very thin. Vampirella. And you get your wall art here. Sometimes I like these lesser comic book companies. They're just, here's all the covers, because you find some more creative stuff. Interesting. The next comic is Michael Turner's Fathom. It has a tribute issue. It has some names, 80 pages, covered by Alex Ross. Artwork is pretty good. So far, I've been pleased with all of these comics. This is a pretty good pack. That's cool. I like that. That would just be a cool thing to frame and put on your wall. I don't believe this issue is the one that has 80 pages. That's another cool double page. I have to admit, the artwork in this is really pretty good. Really like it. That's another good one. Next we have Team Youngblood. At first I thought that was Wolverine, but it's not. This is by Image. This is Youngblood 94. In the 90s when everything was extreme. Team Youngblood and Cat People. Looks a bit like, what was that? With Lionel. I can't remember the show. There was a cartoon. Oh. Thundercats. That's what it looks like to me. Once again, I'm got no complaints about this comic either. The artwork is pretty good. It shows the penciler. And some other covers. Pretty good. Okay, the next is a classic, Vision and Scarlet Witch. I feel like I've shown this one before. Yeah, with Spectacular Spider-Man, I believe it's one of my previous videos. I've shown this exact comic. But it is still cool to look at again. Just Eminem's ad. Doctor Strange, Vision. It smells good. It smells like it's never even been opened. And it still has that printing smell. Charleston Chews, Sugar Babies. Look at these old candies. Bonkers. That was chewy chocolate bonkers. I remember those, and they were pretty good. And there's Thundercats. Look at Stan Lee. And Mask. Popular toy by Kenner. And this means this is from the 80s. This is 1986. Yep. Because I remember wanting all of the Mask sets. Okay, next we have Brightest Day Aqua War, and we have Aquaman on the cover. This is DC. On the back, we got milk. This is, I wonder what year. 2011. Before Aquaman became Jason Momoa. That looks like Poison Ivy. Dragon Quest. And once again, I'm pleased with the artwork in this. It's not the best, but it's not bad. I like that. Very cool. Another cool 2-page spread. This whole package had some cool stuff in it. Rift. Another cool double page. War of the Green Lanterns. And there's a little excerpt. I guess that's Sinestro, the evil Green Lantern guy, and that's a little teaser for that. All-Star Superman, Blu-ray, DVD, and DC Universe Online. So that's a pretty good one. Next is Tomorrow's Superhumans Are Here. Hammerlock versus the Fade. Return to Olympus. This is an older one from $1992. So we'll see some cool older ads in it. A Def Leppard tour ad on the back, and on the inside cover, an ad for Pet Sematary 2. Good, fun artwork. Dark Stars. Larry Niven, really famous sci-fi author. A new hero in Batman's world, whether the Dark Knight likes it or not. Azrael. Sort of Azrael. That's when we're getting that classic Dark Knight adventures. Very cool. And finally, the Star Trek. This is by Friedman. I wonder if it's Michael Jan Friedman. This is 1991. Yep, Michael Jan Friedman. Peter Krause and Pablo Marcos. Michael Jan Friedman, I know, wrote for Star Trek Next Generation. That's an ad for Hook, the movie, with Dustin Hoffman and Robin Williams. Here's an ad for Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. And this comic is all about family. We have a birth in the beginning, and we're gonna have Worf's son, and we're gonna have Worf's parents, and even at some point, Okona. On the season premiere for $4.95 on VHS. Tough enough for TV land. Superman, the building leaping man of steel, whose single-minded pursuit to save the planet daily, tirelessly fights for truth, justice, and the American way every night on Nick at Night. Picture of George Reeves as Superman. Black Canary. What in the world? Now they're in a very strange world here. I don't see Okona anywhere in this. Plus the return of the outrageous Okona. Huh. I must have missed it. Anyway, just to recap. Here's all the comics we looked at. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So, I'll see you next time. And please rate, comment, and subscribe.